Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. There's how you spell that in case you want to find anything there. This box, which I can't seem to hold on to. Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman. Illustrated by Gretchen. There's Gretchen's last name. So if you want to find their artwork, their stuff, that's how you find them. Okay, cool. I already shuffled. What do we have for Pisces? Ooh. Alright, I'm excited. Let's see what we got. Let's literally see what we got before I go too far. Okay. I feel like that's good. I actually think this might be really good for you. I'm saying that as a Pisces, blah, blah, blah. I probably always say that. I think a situation is starting to really balance. I really like where this is going. Because I think overall where we're going is something that's been hard for you is going to start to balance. But it's not going to be just like a flick of the switch, everything's great. It's going to be starting to move forward to the right. It's going to start moving in the right direction. So there's going to be some work in that. But it's like lifting that's starting to lift, and I think that's what we're seeing here. I think this is going to be really good. But, of course, let me know at the end how you think about it. Because it starts off with gossip and the Emperor. It makes me feel really strange. Like, somebody's like, I just feel like something's a little off balance here. And I feel like you're worried about gossip. Or in the beginning, you were worried about, like, what's happening? Why are people treating me a certain way? And you're trying to equate, like, why people are acting towards you a certain way, why they're treating you this way, and you're trying to connect the dots yourself. Not that you're completely off base with that, but I feel like it's a transitory moment that really hurt you. And I'm getting here, like, it's a moment that was really painful. And it was kind of like you were off on your own. But then it changes. Like, somehow communication comes in. I don't feel like things are directly addressed, but it's almost like somebody saying, how do I put this? It's almost like you're feeling like, I know this is simple, but like maybe usually you would contribute some food and bake something or cook something and drop it off for somebody who needed food, right? And now they're saying, well, we don't really need that, thanks. And you're kind of like, well, why? Like, I thought I did good with that. I thought people liked the food I made. And it's like, you're starting to wonder, like, why? And, like, all of a sudden people seem to be ignoring you. They're pushing you out of a situation. And you're like, I don't understand. Like, why does this feel bad to me all of a sudden? Like, why am I all of a sudden being shunned? Like, you're off on your own. It's kind of what I'm feeling with the gossip. Like, I don't think you're participating in the gossip. I think you feel almost wounded by it. But then there's another situation that somebody pulls you in on. The Prince of Swords comes in. Somebody says, we need you as a part of this. Can you be a part of this? Somebody's adding you into something else, and you're just like, well, apparently that wasn't the truth, apparently, because now they're asking you to do the same type of thing somewhere else, and you're like, I don't know what was going on there, but obviously I don't, like, something's a little weird, something's still a little weird, something's still a little unsettled, but you're like, what I thought the problem was, it's clearly not that. You still have a bit of mystery with it. Like, I don't understand what people are thinking. I don't understand why people are treating me a little odd, a little off sorts. But I'm also seeing kind of like, you know what, at this point, things are going in a better direction, so you're like leaving it in the past. Like, all right, I'll let that go for now. Almost like part of you is saying, maybe the answers that are there at this point aren't going to really serve you. So giving a situation some time to mature. It's almost like going towards somebody who owes you an apology, but they're not in that state of mind where they're going to do that. So you're just kind of stepping back from it for a while and letting the situation mature until they're ready. Like, the natural energy you're feeling is kind of like leave it be. And you're just connecting to that, and you're like, all right, I'm going to leave it be. I don't know why, but I think I'm going to leave it be. And I feel like it's because the situation isn't ready to really be talked out in a way that's really going to help you. It could be just more damaging at this point. Sometimes situations need time to mature before you can really go towards and fix them. And there's something here in the beginning where you're feeling the energy, you're feeling like left out or pushed to the side, and then somebody else pulls you in somewhere else, and you're like, because of this new situation, I can just let that go and ignore it, so I'm gonna, because I feel like that's the right thing to do. So you do. Okay. I think I had to go through it a second time just to make sure that I got that right. Whew. Okay. This next part, like, is this 3 sections? Because it's starting to feel like it. The next part. You seem to be doing well. There's a lot going on, is what I'm feeling. A lot going on. And in the environment, there's weird things happening. People really do like you around. When I feel the princess energy in this deck, I don't feel it like Paige. I feel like it's training to be a queen. This is someone with a lot of strength and power of their own that has to mature in the way they handle things, but they're on their way to success. That's how I feel about this person. This is somebody who very much cares about you, and I feel like they see the missteps they made. They're hoping that you didn't really understand what was happening. I feel like it's somebody who might have said something out of turn and is realizing that they shouldn't have said something they said, wants to believe that you don't know any different, and is just kind of doing like maintenance to the situation, like trying to erase that moment. I feel like somebody did say something a little off color or off key about you, but then afterwards they're like, I shouldn't have done that, and they're trying to kind of like clean up that mess themselves. They're feeling that you don't really understand or know that they did, but they did, and they don't ever want you to, so they're just trying to kind of clear it up and get rid of it. And like whoever they said things to, they're trying to like say, oh, I think I was wrong, or they're trying to say, oh, look, but they are really good at this. Like they're trying to like just kind of like clean it up themselves and brush it away so you never have to know about it. You're very busy at this time. I don't see you having the time to really figure it out or having the time to really go towards it. Pisces tend to be a bit intuitive, so you probably know something's a little weird. The energy, like there might be a certain person that when they're around you, you just may feel a little strange. Like, I don't know if I can trust them or not. And you're having this weird feeling like, I think they're my friend, but I seem to be questioning it, and I don't know why. And you're thinking, well, maybe I'm just off. Maybe I just got a cold or something. Maybe my feelings are just a little out of whack. I feel like you're taking it on yourself, kind of like, oh, I'm just probably, under the weather a little bit. And you're trying to ignore it. But I feel like it's your intuitive sense kind of saying this person's being a little left and right at the moment. So you're not really sure if you can trust them or not. It's almost kind of like your intuition saying, if you have some secrets, how about you keep them to yourself for the time being. Just keep your secrets to yourself. Don't let your emotions be too raw with this person just for now. It's kind of like your sixth sense saying, like, just be careful where you go right now. Let this person figure out what they need to do, and when their energy stabilizes, then okay. You got the Princess of Wands and the Four of Cups. The situation itself between you and whoever this is completely maturing. They're feeling a little guilty is what I'm getting, and you're a little bit uncomfortable with them. But the thing is with a Pisces, and I'm saying this as a Pisces, you could be around somebody and not comfortable with them, but not really have like a actual right on paper reason. You can't say, well, this incident happened or that incident happened. It's just in your heart, you're just like, for some reason, I'm just not comfortable around them at the moment, and I don't understand why. And you might even be feeling a little guilty about it. Like, no, I think this is a good friend of mine. I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I don't want to feel this way. Another thing with Pisces, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. I'm just saying this from my own Pisces experience. You'll all of a sudden just get angry with somebody. And you're just kind of like, why are you? Like, this person's... like, I like this person. Why am I all of a sudden angry with them? And you'll just kind of like try to sort it out and try to like calm the energy. But you're like, I don't know. They're ticking me off and I don't know why. It's another Pisces thing. You might be getting it on a different level, that they're doing something a little less than the best. But it's also an energy that can heal. So it's not something that has to be damaging permanently, but everybody has their moment, and you might be feeling that. It's just kind of like accepting that, maybe for right now, maybe we'll just let it be for a moment and to just see how things play out. The situation is maturing, and I know that. Because I feel like somebody who cares about you did something they shouldn't have. I see like either they said something or did something they shouldn't have, and I feel like they're regretting it. They don't want to come forward. They're thinking you don't know, and technically I feel like you don't. But the energy is there. You felt that energy. You knew something was a little off. You just weren't sure why. Now, I see you continuing on forward. I feel like for a lot of you, there's somebody around you that you're questioning them, and you're trying not to. You feel very conflicted about it. It's probably your intuitive sense trying to give you a nudge, which is just saying, just be careful at this time what you say. Just be a little bit more reserved at this time. This can go better. It looks like it's going to go better. Because I feel like you're still around this person. I feel like you're trying to prove that your feelings, because you're feeling a little off with this person, you're trying to prove that those aren't valid. Like, you don't want to believe like there's actually a problem here, and you're like, but there's nothing that actually happened, and it's driving you crazy. For the people this is going to hit with, I'm telling you, you're going to be feeling like there's certain so-and-so is a friend of mine, a relative of mine, a coworker of mine, and we usually get along really well. Nothing has gone wrong, but for some reason I seem to be angry with them. For some reason, they're getting on my nerves all of a sudden, and I don't know why. And you're trying to prove that, there's no problem here. But I feel like that's the thing. Behind the scenes, they've been saying some things they shouldn't be. It's going to resolve itself. They're going to clean up the mess themselves. I don't see any long-term damage to you, but I do see, like, this person, oddly enough, they seem to gain loyalty towards you. I know this says guilt, and I get that. But I almost feel like they're looking back and there's something they said or did, and they're like that. They realize that was completely wrong. They're thankful that it didn't get back to you, because I don't think it did. Some of you, you're going to be like, oh no, it did. I understand. I know what they did. Some of you are going to be like, oh no, I know what they did. The increase in loyalty from this person is very interesting to me, because they're realizing that they had a moment, they attacked somebody that's actually an ally, because you seem to be a good ally for them. And I feel like they're kind of like really kind of like looking at this like, what have I done? Like, why did I do that? Why did I have that moment? Things going forward, I feel like you're going to see this person more truthfully. I feel like this is a person that they just seem to do that. Every now and then they just seem to lose their marbles a little bit. I don't know if that's fair or not, but they just seem to, like, people who are their allies, they just seem to get turned around, and then they attack the people who support them. It's kind of like a dog that bites the hand that feeds them. It's kind of like, it's like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Like, that makes no sense. And I feel like you're gonna figure it out that they do that to people, and you're gonna realize, well, if they're doing that to other people that are good to them, they do it to me sometimes too. I don't feel you backing off from this person. This is discovery, this is service, and this is the Five of Cups. I feel like the longer this goes in the future, you're gonna have a better view, a better understanding of how this person really works, who they really are. The Five of Cups is telling me there's things about this person you don't really want to see, but the longer it goes in the future, the more you're going to see the truth. They're not really a bad person, but there's just once in a while they just kind of like a screw comes loose and they do something a little cuckoo and they attack somebody who's actually an ally to them. And I feel like you're going to see it more. I don't think it's going to happen to you as much, but you're going to see it happen to other people, and you're going to be like, yeah, okay, I see it. And you're going to have it in your reserves, kind of like, you know what, sometimes they just lose control, and they do things that are regrettable. I feel like this is good because you need to see the truth of this person. And it's like, I feel like you're very accepting of this person, kind of like, all right, they do that. All right, that happens. But at the same time, you're like, there's going to be a little bit of a shield here, kind of like certain things you're not going to tell them once you realize what's going on. I do feel like this is going better. I feel like for a lot of you, this is kind of like starting to peel back a layer, kind of like a lot of us do this thing where we see people, we like people, and we just don't want to see the negative. We all have some positive and negative. It's just how it is. And it's kind of like you're peeling back that layer, and you're kind of like, you know what, I got to see the truth of this person. I got to see who they really are. It's good. I know it's good. It just feels, I'm connecting to it. It feels a little harsh to me. But I feel like it's also like connecting you more to the world. You might notice, for those of you this is hitting with especially, the more you see people for who they are, the more intuitive you're going to notice that information coming in. This is almost like for the people who are looking to be more intuitive and you want to do exercises to increase that. This is especially for Pisces and probably the other two water signs too, Cancer and Scorpio. The more you allow yourself to see somebody truthfully, even though you care about them, and you just see like, I do like them, but this is the honest truth of how they work, the stronger those messages are going to come through, because you're going to be willing to see the light in the dark of people. It also like balances out the other way. There's certain people you're going to be like, well, I just don't like them, and just everything they do is wrong. And then you'd start seeing, obviously, the other side of that. Like, once in a while, they do something right, and you kind of roll your eyes. Like, I guess, even a dead clock is right twice a day, right? But, I know that's my thing. But you're going to notice that starts opening up more. Because it's hard to see the people closest to you that you really care about in the true light. And to realize, sometimes you're subject to their negativity, too. It's very strengthening. It's very good for the people that it connects with. I a lot of times I feel like these readings are harsh, but it's good. I know it's good. I think it's maybe I'm just kind of struggling with it myself because I'm like, is this going to hit for me? I'm like, what are we talking about? Anything else we need to do with this? I think it's good. I think I'm just kind of yammering here at the end. So I'm going to let this shut down here. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.